really raises the vibration of your home. So it's an artistic, creative expression for me, but it's also a way for me to show love. It's imperative, and every time you do it, it raises your vibration. Minasan, konnichiwa. My name is Dougal Fraser. I'm a psychic, author, and life coach, and I'm delighted to be with you here today. I specialize in seeing color and energy around people and teaching you how to use color and energy to transform your life. Yes, and before I begin, I just have to say, Haruna-san, I love this idea, and I was thinking about it a lot, and every time I would think about my favorite things, I would get tears in my eyes and I'd get emotional, but in a good way. So I had to get in a really clear, energetic space, and when I went into that space, my first favorite thing that came to mind, which was simple but so obvious to me, is my love for my husband, David. This year marks our 20th year being together. Next week, we will celebrate our 15th year of marriage. And the universe bringing David into my life, or bringing us together, is by far the best gift that I have ever received. He is my life partner. He is my best friend. We work together. We have many adventures together. I shared a photo of the two of us recently in Hawaii, which was just filled with days of giggles and having a good time together. And he absolutely means the world to me and is by far my most favorite thing. So my second most favorite thing, which always brings a huge smile to my eyes and to my face, is our dog Bernie, or we can call him Bernie-chan. So Bernie we have had for about 14 years now, so he's becoming a little bit of an old man, but I absolutely adore him. From his cuddles in the morning to sometimes his grumpy behavior at night. He likes to be left alone at night, but he makes my heart expand and brings so much joy to our life. I personally think having a pet, whether it's a cat or a dog or any kind of pet that you're drawn to, really raises the vibration of your home, and Bernie's constantly becoming a spiritual teacher for us. Even recently, as he's gotten older, he becomes slower on his walks. And in the beginning, when he was getting slower, I would feel impatient and I'd feel like I'd want to pull him along, but he's taught me something recently. We go for these walks now that are so slow, and he might spend 5 minutes sniffing the same flower over and over and over again. And I have to stop and take a deep breath and be in the moment and not be in a rush. And he just teaches me to be present. From unconditional love to making me giggle to being present, having a pet can be truly a beautiful experience. Absolutely. Every living thing has an aura. So Bernie in particular has this really vibrant, bright green because he's a little silly and he's a little playful. So he's very much in his body and present, but absolutely all living things have energy. And actually, even with Bernie, as he's getting older, sometimes I can see in his aura when his hips are hurting or when he needs to slow down a little bit so we can make adjustments. But tuning into your pets energetically is not just about reading their energy, but they also speak to you as well. I can feel his love, I can feel his support, sometimes I can feel his concern. It's very sweet. So my third most favorite thing, and even more importantly than ever before, especially because of the pandemic, is my family. So there was a period of time in the United States, and I'm sure in most parts of the world, where we were sort of disconnected from our family. We couldn't see each other for a period of time. So this photo that I'm sharing with you is the first time my family got together. Oh, I feel emotional when I say that. And the reason I get emotional was how playful and joyful it was when we got together. In this image is my sister and my niece and nephew, Thompson and Tallulah. So I love this photo because it represents their energy. My sister's an artist. She's incredibly creative, and I respect that talent in her so, so much. We speak to each other almost every day on the phone. We're very close. My nephew Thompson, who's 16 now, is also an artist, but his medium is acting. He's a performer, but he also just got his first job. I'm incredibly proud of him. He's funny, he's smart, he's wise. He bought his first deck of tarot cards lately without me even asking, which made me so excited. My niece Tallulah is 12 years old and she is an incredible artist. She loves anime, she loves manga, so she loves creating characters and stories, and she's really good at drawing. And I've been encouraging her to study Japanese, and next year when she goes to school, she's going to be taking Japanese lessons, and I'm so excited to be able to practice with her. From a spiritual perspective, our family of origin can teach us a lot energetically. And what I want people to remember is that it's so important to communicate with those that we love, to spend time together, to tell each other how we feel about each other. It's imperative, and every time you do it, it raises your vibration. Patience. The number one thing with family is patience. You know, when we come to the planet, it's almost like we're being cast in a play, and everybody has a certain role and they have a certain part that they're supposed to fulfill. And sometimes we get a little bit rigid in that system. And so, especially as light workers, when we change and when we evolve, it can often sort of shake the foundation of the core family. Just to be clear and total transparency, I have had many issues with my family, both my family of origin and David's family. Some family members didn't show up to our wedding. Lots of family members didn't support my career and my passion in the beginning, but I was patient. If on the third dimension, I'm not able to communicate with people and it's not clear and the energy feels unbalanced, I go to a different dimension. I go to a higher plane. I talk higher self to higher self. If you're having challenges connecting with your family on the third dimension, speak higher self to higher self. When we see divinity in each of us, when we speak to the pure, most brilliant light aspect of every being, the physical self will catch up. It may take time. It depends on the person. So I've been as patient as I can be with my family and seen them evolve and seen them change, but I didn't have any expectation. If they were available to be so and be a part of my life, fantastic. And if not, I would wait and be patient. So my fourth most favorite thing is my personal hobby, which is the fact that I love to cook. This is my creative expression. My favorite thing to do is to sort of turn out the outside world and go to a different place in my brain. So maybe I think, oh, this morning I'm going to try to make the perfect French omelet. And I look up the recipe and I watch a YouTube video and I try to make it as beautiful as possible. But it's almost like I transport myself to a different time and a different space. And I love that energy and creative expression. Or when we were missing Japan because we haven't been in Japan so long, we were talking about all of our favorite food and we would make onigiri or okonomiyaki and how can we bring the energy of Japan into our house, which was a little bit harder than I expected, but we were able to do it. Cooking is also a way that I like to express love. So if friends are coming over, and preparing a beautiful meal and infusing love into it, I believe that as they eat that meal and as they consume it, the love goes into their body. So it's an artistic, creative expression for me, but it's also a way for me to show love. So my fifth most favorite thing, and this is purely third dimensional, purely joy, is that in 2021, David and I put a pool in our backyard, and I love it. From an energetic perspective, I'm an earth sign and David is a water sign, so water and earth meet. So creating this oasis in our backyard has been the most exciting adventure and made things so fun, and we literally use it every single day. Even in the winter, when it was freezing cold, we started doing cold plunges because we found out that's really good for your body. So freezing cold water. We would jump in there and be invigorated, and we just wanted to use it as much as possible. And my favorite thing as someone who's into color energy is that we can change the color of the pool. So sometimes at night, maybe I'll turn it into violet and we'll turn all the lights off around and just float in this purple water and look up at the skies. And I feel like the most blessed person on the planet. This is not a secret to Japanese people. I think Japanese culture understands the power and the ritual that comes from bathing. But being in a body of water is a purification. It's a form of meditation. It's a way to heal your body and is a very, very powerful tool to just bring you back to your center. Yeah, so everyone, I think it's really important to have a gratitude journal or a list of things that bring you joy. It's normal in the human experience to feel stress and to be worried about things. This is completely normal. But even just pausing for a minute and thinking, well, what are my 5 favorite things right now? What brings me joy? What lights up my soul? Really raises our vibration. So I encourage everybody to do that and to share them with each other.